generations. Oh no, devastating tornadoes of issues. Oh no, how they rip through all of our lives. Oh no, possessions and power are misused. Oh no, causing more issues to arise. When will this all fall down? Issues, so many issues. Issues, everybody's got issues. Issues, so many issues. Issues. Oh, tell me what in the world has the world come to when a man wanders crowded streets and sooner be judged rather than treated like a mobile meat. Mama birthed us all in a space so small, but the grain I sand in the sea. Then why stand so tall to make others feel small? Can we work collectively? Oh no, it forces numbers to wonder. Oh no, if future generations have thought of it all. Oh no, all sexes and races ponder. Oh no, when will all this all fall down? Issues, so many issues. Issues, everybody's got issues. Issues, so many issues. Issues. Ain't it different to notice little space? Ain't it different to notice at all? When will we learn from the errors of our ways? When will we change? When I was a child, I ran around wild with another care in my mind. I lived in the trees amongst the cool breeze. That was where I'd spend my time. I'd look to the sky and pretend to fly anywhere I'd want to say. But the final destination with a content population today couldn't reach so easy. Oh no, devastating tornadoes of issues. Oh no, how they rip through all of our lives. Oh no, possessions and power are misused. Oh no, causing more issues to rise. When will this all fall down? Issues, so many issues. Issues, everybody's got issues. Issues, so many issues. Issues. Issues, so many issues. Issues, everybody's got issues. Issues, so many issues. Issues. Oh no. Issues, so many issues. Sugar bum, sugar bum bum. 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 I am alive like a monkey, I'm macaroni pie. If I try, I down like a butterfly. I can't believe what I see right in front of me. So they suddenly like a sugar bum bum. Oh, see where you get that sugar, darling. There is nothing sweeter. The way you move, the way you walk, the way you look, the way you talk. Sugar bum, sugar bum bum. 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 Sugar bum, sugar bum bum.
Need to raise funds for your next creative project, event, or invention? Or maybe you or a family member are raising funds for much-needed medical treatment. Now, you can get started raising that much-needed cash via Donate68.com, the newest 100% homegrown crowdfunding platform in Trinidad and Tobago. Donate68.com accepts donations from all major credit cards, but not only that, for those without a credit card, you can use your everyday Visa debit card to make donations. So log on today and create a campaign for your next passion project, startup, or cause. Share your campaign with your community of family, friends, and supporters to get the financial backing you need. Donate68.com, funding your culture.
All right. Good night and welcome to episode 15. Where you going, Vish? You good? You good? Oh, I know for me, I eat curry from multiple sources. So I did, I eat about like a half bottle of Tums between yesterday and today. How about you?
Same thing.
Still have food in the fridge? Or?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. If it's one thing, we like food, boy. We like food.
Every time snacks.
Yeah. So that last song, you know that song?
Yeah.
Sugar Boom Boom, which is a Kitchener classic, but done by Orange Sky. I don't know if you know this, right? But every year, October in Trinidad is Calypso History Month, like officially. Yeah, so that song, I've been meaning to play that for a while, and I didn't know how to surprise you with it. Anyhow, before that, we had Push by 5 Miles to Midnight and Issues by Treads of Scarlet. Yeah. Who in Treads of Scarlet? I know them.
No, it's a
You know?
band.
Bayesian band. Yeah, local, regional. That's now we'll be international. As soon as Kes win that Grammy. I don't know, people talking this thing about if Kes thing and whatever. They were sent to be considered for the nomination. I don't know if he even get the nomination. If he does, I mean, I don't even care.
That's a win.
Yeah, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's like a win. That means enough people in the decision-making world of Grammys decide.
He deserves to be
Yeah.
good enough, right?
Well, they decide we big enough on the map.
Yeah.
Because and he's told Kes and market themselves as what do you call it? Island rock. Anyway, let's hope for the best with that. I don't know if anybody know or have any updates on that. Let us know. All you heard the ad just now, Donate 68. We have it the link pinned at the top of the chat on YouTube. Feel free to donate, help keep the lights on, buy a pair of socks for Vish. Yeah. I can say anything I want about you because you're too shy to be on camera. You know?
So fuck up on camera.
Huh?
Fuck up on camera. You still fuck me up or?
You go and put your feet on camera? If your feet come on camera, then I'll have to stay quiet. You can't, don't just get away. It'll always have a trap. It'll always have a trap. Huh? Too much perverts. Yeah, but in the real world, like one of your friends called me today, like I officially have to rebrand this first hour, like how I was trying to keep it a little older, a little my era kind of thing. Right? But I can't call it the Vish Diapers hour because one of your people call today and say, oh, you got to talk about my man so like he's so young and then whatever, diapers, whatever. So I'll call it the Darren Diapers hour because old people wear diapers too.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. So when your friend calls, say, "Oh, don't talk about my man," so I say, "Mister, Mister, don't be talking to me so on the phone." That was my big joke. That didn't happen. Nobody called me and threatened me, or claim that they love Vish either. But if all you love Vish, feel free to put it in the comments. So what we have coming up next? So Diwali, right? Diwali finish. People was fasting. Everybody, you had to love how everybody celebrate together. No? Yeah. Like if you're not Hindu, you have Hindu friends and family. For Eid, you have Muslim friends and family. And next, it's not even Christmas yet. Because I know, especially for rock people who like the gothic makeup and all of that, Halloween. Yeah? What are you doing for Halloween? You're going to freak show? Yeah. You're dressing up?
I can just put on a top pass and go a slash.
No, that's too easy. You can't just go as slash. How you just go as... Yeah. So keeping with the Halloween theme, and I guess in a way keeping with the Calypso History Month. I don't know if you know this one. Bashment to Halloween by Joint Pop. Social commentary.
I didn't mean I went to a party last Halloween. I never mean I didn't mean who tell me to go to this party last Halloween. Your boy dress up like a top cop, only to make out was a big setup. Cause when I reached the party scene, I find out was last week was really Halloween. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Never go to Halloween party after Halloween. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Somebody tell me last week was really Halloween. Still I see Dennis Rodman chatting up a nice woman, some Jamaican diva. It could have been Patra. I see a foreign superstar. He liming with that thing like Madonna, only she little bit younger. It could have been she mother. And sometimes that does get me sick. My people like the only on gimmick, and sometimes that does make me grin. Lord, this country I live in, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Never go to Halloween party after Halloween. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Never go Halloween party after Halloween. You get the shock of your life. I get the shock of my life. I see a red man like Ronaldo. He pull the thing from Rodman and he showing off us, so I saw, lady saw. Look, she and Denzel Washington, yes, the head and now the door. Yeah, me, tree Kurt Cobain, dressed in cardigan with full blonde mane. A couple dancehall singer, full accent and diamond on the finger. Two original gangster. Thing in the waist they could put cellular. If you see Marilyn Monroe, look, she and the big man son, yes, they putting on a sideshow. I swear I see a Spice Girl. She ain't care about nobody like she living in she own. Well, a politician and a drug lord. Live by this or you're going to die by this. Or a man dressed up like a Trinidad footballer. English accent, he's a movie star in Manchester. Some rock and roll bands, they only play in cover music like they come from Coverland. You know, sometimes that does get me sick. My people like they only on gimmick, and sometimes that does make me grin. Lord, this country I live in, I get the shock of my life. It's Halloween week, bashment to Halloween week. I come here and now extra. Read all about it, not extra. On the daily Halloween, yes, extra. Read all about it, just extra. On the daily Halloween, I get the shock of my life. It's Halloween week. It's Halloween week. all about it. You're extra, extra on the daily Halloween, yes. Extra, extra, come you read all about it. Extra, extra to that daily Halloween. Come alive. But if I die, now I do that. Sure, come alive. But if I die, now I do that. Sure, come alive.
Being a wild man, we like to drink, we rum when we lying in the sun. But after the khaki pants wraps up the place, we not just conduct, we regular pace. At the end of the day, we have no say. When the taxes still coming out, we pay, but we do business anyway. Cause things have just always been this way. We're black and all, it's just a distraction. We don't really study what's going on. When they're deeping up your head for way too long, the teeth will run down the town. Think about the breakaway island since we in a mud zone. 5 decades since we've been on our own, passing time studying who haunted who, instead of studying who really cheated you. Loud out the things we really deserve, like the benefits coming from the oil reserve. So instead of a Caribbean utopia, we living in a culture of myopia, where the black and all is just a distraction. So you don't really study what's going on. When they're deeping up your head for way too long, the teeth will run down the town. More or less living under house arrest, are we looking right through the study covers? You had to be good as if you not back, so all your mother cuts. Knowing that the fans are trying to show you this for, you can't just go and really taking it thought. When we more or less living under house arrest, are we looking right through the study covers? You had to be good as if you not back, so all your mother cuts. All your mother cuts. All your mother cuts. I'm really sorry to be so blunt, but all your mother cuts.
You're insatiable, and I greedy. Give to your friends, not the needy. Rich eccentric, poor and crazy. Paid vacation, unemployed and crazy. Can't afford the books you pay. Make her smart. If she takes your gun and she's your heart. It's a treasure for in this night and it greatest start. It's in the passion never turn back. Never going to get it, cause money follows money. It tastes like shit, but caviar is honey. Raising hell if the steak not raw. Everything I have, you have 1,000 more. Never, 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 never again. Sweet rich love will not begin. Never, 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 never again. Empathy for the sufferers and slaves. read this song by 1,000 more before it's ever done. Don't call me weak when you're not strong. Your wife expects the money when you're dead and gone. Are you wanted? Are you loved? Wonder if they study the ones you show. Just because you're from the square of open up your eyes, you're not better. You think as a child, but use the bed wetter. Never try to make me your or the color of your skin will be the color of the floor. Come on, hand it over, stand to rule myself. As I will take a good hard look at yourself. Why the magic baby police trouble from it? You'll fall off your run. Go on, start a call on your cellular
So that was my tribute to our Calypso History Month. That last song was Rock So, written by me, Vish. I write that song. That bass line was actually an exercise, and it ended up being a song. I was vexed about things and snobbery and things. I'm not going to explain the song. It in the lyrics, right? Before that, Wild Man Thing by Anti-Everything, the boat shrimpers. For you're familiar with the theme of boat shrimp. Still very present. Anti-Everything. Yeah. If you meet them, they're actually very pleasant fellas, and they're actually very they're very pro everything. Funny enough. Before that, Bashment to Halloween by Joint Pop, and well, and the previous set, Sugar Boom Boom by Orange Sky. I play 3 rock shows, rock calypsos. Yeah, Rahel, I was going to play the song for but Calypso History Month, so I had to keep the that particular calypso there, right? Yeah, Rahel saying Gary Hector almost made it a couple years ago. So when Gary Hector, when he had started doing the country, coming out as a country singer, then he had stuff up for consideration on to get nominated for the Grammys. The nomination didn't happen, but I mean, that don't mean that he will stop trying. He's not a fella to kind of back off of things. No boy Rahel, no Depends hour, no unless Depends could sponsor an hour and we'll do it. It Depends die per hour. Cheryl, thanks for tuning in. Freak show. You're going freak show. We going for show, right? Yeah. Don't go as Slash. Why? Don't go as Slash. If you go as Slash, what I'll go as? I was gonna go as Slash. You want to know wig? yeah, make a wig for now. Like if you shave your head and make a wig, you could go as Keith Rowley. I'll go as you? Or you could go as me, yeah. Agent Rockstar. Or you could make a beard fair. Yeah. Yes, alright, Rahel. We'll try for next week, right? Maz Audio. I'm not calling you by a correct name because I like Super Case a lot more than I like real name. Real names is for when you're in work or what when the police ask you who you feel is. But other than that, here is the freak show starting. Right? Vish has to go as Dax. So what Dax will go as? Some years ago they had in Hollywood, I don't know if you ever heard the story with Marilyn Manson. The singer from Marilyn Manson went as himself, and they had a competition, best Marilyn Manson lookalike, and he didn't win. They tell him it looked too fake. Like I saw him saying that in an interview. I thought it was hilarious. Anyway, keeping it my age. I don't know if you remember a band called Varsity. Here's the funny thing, right? For 10, I swear, for 2-3 months in a row, I could do a 1-hour set of different songs from Varsity, Orange Sky, Joint Pop, and that's bands that have a whole long legacy of popular songs, radio friendly songs, or songs that you want to hear, right? Or that you want to hear more than once. The funny thing is, I could do a whole hour of probably Gary Hector bands that he was in. I could do maybe a half hour of different bands that Nigel Rojas was in. I could do the full 3 hours of bands that Devin Harry Paul was in. Unfortunately, I have a whole set of Devin Harry Paul here and like something wrong with the MP3s. So Devin, if you're listening, right, expect a call soon. I need copies of some things. I was going to surprise you, but and I need to start playing them because we know you're coming on soon to be interviewed. Anyway, keeping it my age group, these fellas have similar hairstyles to me now. This is Varsity with Fiery Grave.
Show in your eyes, forbidden flames should be no damn surprise. Screams echo out, chasing you from the light. Your dwelling place lies in the depths of the night. The soul that you think you possess, it belongs to me. No one can save you from your fiery grave. Fiery to mind, but they'll never be said. My blood in your veins, quicken you to the grave. Your cries go unheard and you'll never be saved. I see what you see. The soul that you think you possess, it belongs to me. And no one can save you from your fiery grave.
such a surprise to see we on that same trip, sailing on the same ship. I've been having a God flame for the longest time. I've been chanting Hare Krishna, and I know Jesus isn't mine. And it's so good, it's so good, it's understood. It's all part of the same trip, sailing on the same ship. And it's so nice, it's such a surprise to see we on that same trip, sailing on the same ship. I've been having a God flame in recent times. Every day I read Sai Baba, and I know Jesus isn't mine. And it's so good, it's understood. It's all part of the same trip, sailing on the same ship. And it's so nice, it's such a surprise to see we on that same trip, sailing on the same ship. And it's so good, it's understood. We're all part of the same trip, sailing on the same ship. And it's so good, it's understood. It's all part of the same trip, sailing on the same ship. And it's so nice, it's such a surprise to see we on the same trip, sailing on the same ship. And it's so good, it's understood. It's all part of the same trip, sailing on the same ship. And it's so nice, it's such a surprise to see we on the same trip, sailing on the same ship.
It's time to undress our heroes, tear them off of their pedestal. Beneath the delicious crust of beauty, sexual aroma of power, lies the heart of a chico. So do you want to know about Selassie? Do you want to know about Selassie? Let me tell you about Selassie. He exiled his brother and stole the throne. He won fruitful nation. Now skin and bone. This is the truth. 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 This is the truth.
think you know about the Lion of Judah? The 12 tribes of Israel. But do you know about the Tower of Babylon? The rapids of it.
But if you want to know the truth, you shouldn't trust men who speak in false tongues. They will lead you to a path of damnation.
He's not the one. He's not the one. He's not the one.
Time that I got lost. Where is the key to my mind? How many times that I said, where is the key to my head? Devils haunt me in the night. Claws pull me down the hole. Going down, come on, going down into the hole. Going down, going down, come on, going down into the ground. Doctors say that I am sick, but voices tell me I'm alright. Worshipping for some sacred light. You know what's on the other side. Heathen savage, you call me. Now for death can't define me. Going down, haha, going down, come on, going down into the ground. Follow me now, I'll show you how. Make you hear what I hear. Voices in my head tell me, know myself and get on your knees and come to space that I am sick. Voices tell me it's a trap. Oh yeah. Going down, going down, come on, going down into the hole. Going down, going down, come on, going down into the ground. Going down, going down, come on, going down into the hole. Going down, going down, come on, going down into the ground.
All right. So that was Going Down by the Black Decoy band leader, now passed away, the late George Joseph, who was the bass man for the previous band, Transylvania Zoo, with Selassie. I think that's the story of the ascension of Selassie on his throne and the nations that he was in charge of and all that. Before that, God Fling by Orange Sky, I Get It by Oddfellows Local, and Fiery Grave by Bazadi. All of which were some serious guitarists there, Vish, coming up through the years. Soon you will be in that legend category with, I'm going to tell you, Black Decoy, Denia Black, was a guitarist of Transylvania. So he's a one of them old legends, real experimental kind of weirdness, and a kind of I wouldn't say a historian. Like Gary Hector is more a historian of music. He's more an anthropologist. Like he will tell you the roots of where things come from. He'll tell you about the underground rock scene in Sudan, and like he's a real weirdo. You will like him or hate him. Take my word for it. He's talk more than me, if that possible. Yeah. And Bazadi guitarist was Rion Karim. I don't know if you know him. He was our next dreader. He I wonder if we could set up a little battle between him and Dax. Like, yeah, I feel. Fellas like that can't stop playing, you know. He had to still be playing. Anyway, nobody tuning in to hear me, or are they? Right. So in the next few minutes, we have a musician to introduce or reintroduce you all to, a guy called Evo, in a little bit. But until then, we have a few more tracks to play. Here's Supernormal with Fishnin'.
Well, I'm Roger. Like nobody, I'm buying fish, sir. Let me go!
Tilapia, 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 cascadora, 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 cascadora. Early in the morning when you hear the fishman calling, tilapia, tilapia. Late in the evening when you hear the fishman passing, cascadora, cascadora. Fish, carries moonshine, Joshua. Tilapia, 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 cascadora, 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 cascadora. Early in the morning when I go to the market, tilapia, tilapia. Late in the evening, what my pot is what I cooking. Cascadora, cascadora. Fish, carries moonshine, Joshua. Fish, carries moonshine, Joshua. Joshua, Joshua, Joshua. Moonshine, Joshua. Fish, carries moonshine, Joshua. Joshua, Joshua, Joshua.
My dreams, all of them nasty, nasty, only to jet. My dreams, all of them nasty, nasty, only to jet. Endure, harder tonight. Control all your feels, it's not what I sense. Endure, harder tonight. No fear the dark, just lock in a certain. My dreams, all of them nasty, nasty, only to jet. My dreams, all of them nasty, nasty, nasty. All of the nasty, nasty, all in my head. And you're harder tonight. Hot to the flame, like foot to the head. And you're harder tonight. Fair the dark, just like it. I should take my dreams. All of them nasty, nasty, only to jet. My dreams, all of them nasty, nasty, nasty.
Why you watching Masood? Why you watching Masood? You find I slow it down too much. I get too old manish. That was Heal the Bleed by Witch of the Bell Tower. Before that, Take Two Panadol by Checklist, Fished In by Supernormal. So, Vish, tell me something. What's your style of music? When you're home, relaxing. Okay, all right. What kind of moods you just get into? Depend on your mood. Depend on your like. Yes, be vexed plenty. Yes, you're the vexed type. Happy. Chilling. Was it chilling music? Was your chill music? Like somebody come over to check you, and all they ain't really have nothing to talk about, just relaxing, chilling. You ain't want to watch TV. Some drinking a beer. What was your style? That's a wide range. That you know what? So you'll show me. You'll show me, right? So right now, we live. We're going to go live in studio to a guy called Evo. There's a man of, I want to say of many styles, right? But we'll get to him in just a second, right after this.
Need to raise funds for your next creative project, event, or invention? Or maybe you or a family member are raising funds for much needed medical treatment. Now, you can get started raising that much needed cash via Donate68.com, the newest 100% homegrown crowdfunding platform in Trinidad and Tobago. Donate68.com accepts donations from all major credit cards, but not only that, for those without a credit card, you can use your everyday Visa debit card to make donations. So log on today and create a campaign for your next passion project, startup, or cause. Share your campaign with your community of family, friends, and supporters to get the financial backing you need. Donate68.com, funding your culture.
All right. A reminder: if you don't know where that ad coming from, Donate68 is a payment system. If you have your little project going on and whatnot, like we have our radio. If you want to find out more about it, click the link pinned at the top of the chat there and donate. It's very easy. Help us keep the lights on. Anyway, live in studio, let's introduce you to Evo. Good night, Evo.
Yes, blessed night, blessed night.
Keep the mic close up on it, right?
Yeah.
So, Evo, musician, and I know you have some music out for a little while. Tell me what you do. Tell me a little bit of where we coming from.
Well, you could basically say that the foundation started with rap. Right, I started writing music at age 13, and just began to explore from there. The whole, as I said, the whole foundation is rap. But I am one to think outside the box. I am one to not limit myself to one style of music or one style of anything in general. So, with regards to music, I say I always wanted to try fusing hip-hop rap with metal. Not just rock, but metal, like heavy stuff. Right? So I toyed around with a few heavy metal instrumentals from some hits, and put two and two together and realized that I had something going.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know you had a song that you released and then later a video fit that was fairly hot.
Yeah, that
right?
would have been New World Order.
New World Order. Well, we'll play that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about that song and the genesis of it. The inspiration for the lyrically and musically.
The inspiration really comes from, first things first, wanting to show. And even in the music video, you will see this as well too. The whole concept behind it is, again, not limiting myself to one style. A lot of people limit themselves to one style of music. Like, rock, certain musicians will limit themselves to just rock. Right. Certain hip-hop artists, certain rappers will limit themselves to just rap. Right?
Yeah.
I tend to want to fuse that. But then now, what it is we're seeing here is that we see... Well, at least I see that some hip-hop fans and some metal fans, when they clash, it's not a good thing. I am the middleman. I want to bring everybody together. I want to make this into a family. And really and truly, it hip hop and metal were family and were best friends for a very long time, dating back to the days of Anthrax and Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Right?
Bring the noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had Korn collaborate with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Right? So hip hop, rap and metal have been friends for a very long time.
Yeah. Musically, I think it's a fine line in
Right.
between them because it's all, you have a lot of protest themes that come on in each of the genres. You have a lot of angry exploitation, fixing it, getting it right, getting fed up with the system. You have similar themes from both sides, from the genesis of both sides, actually.
Exactly so. But I guess the whole conflict between the hip hop fans to the metal fans is, first things first, you already know that rock and metal has this, a lot of people have this stigma about rock and metal that, hey, this demon thing.
Yeah.
This type of way.
Yeah.
And with the hip hop side now, most people believe hip hop is all about singing about cars, clothes, jewelry, women, what have you.
Yeah.
Drugs. But really and truly, when it is, you actually dig deep into the foundation of both hip hop, rap, and metal. It's something totally different. So that's what New World Order is all about. New World Order is me actually taking both hip hop and metal and fusing it into one. I mean, it obviously it has been done, right? But being in Trinidad, especially being on both the hip hop scene and the metal scene, right? I still kind of see that division in a kind of sense between both parties.
Yeah.
So once I start performing in rock shows and I perform in hip hop shows, some of the fans from the rock community would come to see me perform at hip hop shows. And then vice versa with the hip hop fans coming to see me perform at rock shows. So that's my whole goal. That is the whole aim, to actually bring everybody together, because it's music at the end of the day, not just limiting yourself to one style.
But historically, right? So I used to promote shows back in the days. I used to go to a lot of different things, but I working in audio for the last however long, for most of my life.
Right.
So you're going where the jobs take you, right?
Correct.
And I've been hired to all kind of things, from Hurricane Mafia from back in the days, which was a hip hop group.
Yeah.
They used to do some shows to Levi Myers. So, if everybody have their own scene and people like to follow what they like, right? But something I noticed is that it's the same fight now. So I remember reading in our Wee Beat magazine, the top things to do in Trinidad when you visit in Trinidad. This was the BWIA magazine. Right. And I think it was number 6 or number 7 of the top things to do. This was above Carnival. Carnival was lower on the list. Was to go to an underground rock show because we have that thriving industry.
Yeah.
And I was kind of glad because I was on a plane going to perform with a rock band, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, look, thing had been recognized as the whole underground that we think we're fighting up for. But it was kind of sad in that, but we are not the only healthy part of the underground now. We meaning rock. Because I knew of how good underground rap was. And this was, when this would have been, boy, before the radio, before men start pushing and fighting for the radio spot rushers and them fellas coming up and whatnot. So I always thought as a musician and as a promoter that it's the same fight now. And if we could have united, but I guess you're doing it there now. That
That's it.
It's the same fight, it's the same angry, it's the same looking for your space, right?
Just to clarify something, so I was hanging out with some friends not too long ago, and well, they are metal fans, right? They are part of the rock community as well too. And while they were mixing music, they start playing. I start hearing There's Nothing But a G Thing by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Right? I heard the instrumental. But the vocals were from Korn's Blind.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what I would like people to pay attention to, and this is because this is what I do when I create my music. What I pay attention to is I pay attention to the rhythm of the sound of the instrumental. Right?
Yeah.
To me, rap is an acronym for rhythm and poetry. So I would listen to heavy metal instrumentals. I would even stand live in rock shows in Trinidad, and I would listen to bands play and I would listen to the sound. And whilst it is I hearing the kicks, the riffs from the guitars, I just humming in my head like, you know, just trying to see if it is I could actually put lyrics, hip hop lyrics, rap lyrics, or rap flow on such a heavy sound that you're hearing live.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to me, more the metal, like mainstream rock and thing, not so much, but more metal is as punctuated.
Yeah.
And as, to write lyrics on that, you had to be a little on the beat, kind of staccato, kind of punctuated, kind of whatever. So you're doing plenty of that?
I do a lot of that. Like I say, don't limit myself. I go as heavy as possibly. There's a subgenre within the metal scene called slam.
Yeah.
Brutal slam, right?
Yeah.
And when I first started writing music, writing hip hop on heavy metal beats, that would have been, the slam would have been one of the few first that I started off with. And I actually performed it at a show. I was like, this thing is possible. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I was just looking at the comments there now. Shout out to Evo from the Injected 868 team.
Yeah,
Injected
shout out to
Evolution
Injected, Injected 868. That's Chris young, but you know, he recently started tattoos, but he's actually making a big name for himself. A lot of good recognition that he's getting, so shout out to him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you have fans, man. So so tell me about you. You, the artist, the performer, the musician, the 13-year-old.
The 13-year-old.
Not the 14-year-old was writing songs, the 13-year-old. What changed that make you want to start writing music?
The 13-year-old that was curious about it.
Yeah, that guy.
Well, the funny thing about it is that it was actually my little cousin who started writing music. Well, started singing at first, right? And even when I was going to secondary school as well too, there was a friend of mine who does freestyle a lot. So he went head to head with a top battle rapper who came to our school, right? And the way how the crowd react for my friend who's freestyling, when I look at that, I was like, wow, no, that is impact. Because I mean, you going up against one of the top battle rappers on them, right? And the reaction that the school, the reaction that everybody was given towards this one student, you know, seeing that love, seeing that support, you know, honestly, it did inspire me to actually start writing. One of the first inspirations that got me into music was Notorious B.I.G., right?
Yeah.
That
timeless, man.
Yeah, that's my, I always say the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th, 1997. That would have been Notorious B.I.G. So I actually started writing over his instrumentals. Right? And then I got into other heavier instrumentals, not necessarily rock. We didn't reach to that stage that we were still strictly rap and hip hop, but more gritty underground style type of rap instrumentals. You know, 13, 14, my brothers and I, we formed a kind of boy group, right? Not necessarily a Backstreet Boys or your NSYNC, but, you know, we did it hip-hop style.
Right.
We fused, as young as we were, you know, growing up from humble beginnings, you know, we touched on various topics whilst we were writing. So we didn't just stop at one concept. Meaning to say, 1 minute we would write about about a good time. We'd write about, humble beginnings, growing up in the ghetto. We'd write about, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, teenage love affair.
Yeah,
you understand when it is you get that first crush, or your crush talk to you, you go home and you say, but I wonder if it is alright, a song for this girl, if it is, she go actually fall in love with me this time.
Yeah.
So that is where it just continue flowing at,
Yeah, visually you still do that? You write songs for girls, I think? Back in my days, you used to have to make a mixtape. And we recorded from the radio and whatnot, but it'll always have some level of that. And my earlier writings was girl inspired. Who you like, because you have all these, you're feeling all kind of things, and you're not mature enough yet to put it in its place now. How to go somewhere. And I mean, even now, if you're feeling something, right? But then, if you tell me as a teenager you didn't write something about a girl, you had to.
Correct.
Because it's an overwhelming age to be at and get accustomed to people and what you like and what you don't like. So, you're saying your brothers, and then it was your cousin who was in the rap battle?
Not my cousin, a friend of mine.
So, where all these guys now? Where the rest of your boy group? Where your friend? Like, they still performing? They still out?
Well, they're not really performing that much again, they more focusing on family life and, careers, what have you, right? I am also focusing on such things, well, in terms of like career, but, music to me is, something that I personally cannot let go of.
Right.
There would be times where it is, I may not write music, I'll have like what you call writer's block, but, that wouldn't really stop me from wanting to explore more. And I would even go as far as to say attending shows, whether it be in the hip-hop community or in the metal community, attending shows and seeing these bands and these artists performing live.
Yeah.
It actually ignites that fire within you to say, really and truly, these people, they doing their thing up on that stage, and sometimes you would stand up right there by the stage and you would say to yourself, bro, really and truly, I need to be on that stage, I need to jump on that stage. And 2016 would have been a year where it is 2017 would have been an active year for me. 2016 was when it is I got into the underground battle rap scene in Trinidad, right? Under a division called War of Rhymes, right? I'm currently 5-0 in the battle rap scene, right? But still, I wanted to explore more, and that is why I started to get into metal even more. Actually, was a fan of metal and rock since early days when I used to watch wrestling, right? Because remember, the wrestlers always have the heavy metal themes now.
Yeah.
So I always gravitate towards that.
That was fight music.
Exactly.
Metal.
Right.
It's funny. Like, I don't watch that much anime, but my little nephew get me into it, and you're watching it, and every scene in between when things happening is some dread metal or rap.
Dread metal, correct.
It have that intensity,
Yeah.
In the 90s, that dabbled with electronic music there, like Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah.
But to me, Mortal Kombat was a kind of electronic metal kind of vibe to it.
I'm a fan of the trance and techno as well too, and honestly speaking, you mentioned Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat got me into, martial arts, what have you, right? So looking at those fight scenes, just as you described, with the music in the background, adds more intensity to the scene itself.
Yeah, you have a Michael J. White kind of vibe to it, like this calm kind of, I'll dismantle you easy kind of vibe to it. You have a certain,
You see, the reason why it is a smiling, why it is you say that for, right, is because Mr. Injected 868 himself does always terrorize me about that, this Michael J. White look.
Yeah.
You understand? So now that you mention it, I sure he cracking up right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the physical look is part of it, right? But it's I know a few properly trained martial artists, older fellas, uncles I grew up with and that kind of thing. And there's a calmness, a poise.
Yeah.
Like in the earlys, it might have a little cockiness depending on who train you and that kind of thing. But when you know your weapon,
Yeah.
you know, you call it, and you have that calmness now. And I've seen that with non-martial artists, but people who weaponize the lyrics or weaponize the playing. Like if back in the days, if you see, Steve Barretton, who I keep talking about, if you meet him, calm, normal, whatever. I don't know if he could fight or anything. I'm not saying he's a fighter, but I'm saying when he started playing guitar, like people used to come to watch him to know what they had to live up to. Like he was the red belt of guitar playing in the 90s and early 2000s. So so maybe all of that is partly some martial arts training for you. I mean, and that you're probably just a real dread musician. I say that because I'm not too familiar with your music, right? Which I'm gonna hear something there in a little while. But Mr. Injected 868, yes, he does look like Michael J. White. We had when they're doing our part 2. Or when he doing our biography and he had to do the young version to himself.
Young version. All right.
You'll be the young version.
Yeah.
So something you said there just now. And if I push it, tell me, right? But in previous interviews, I hear fellas saying this, and the discussion I had with a friend in work, like people talk about what life happening and family life and whatnot, but you can't name a single rapper or member of Korn or current metal bands who's not family men also.
Correct.
Right? And I have a very strong belief in when people say they don't have time for things. Yet for all, they could do frivolous things. If it's drink rum, run down woman, whatever. If you like a girl, just find time though.
Of course you do.
You know? Or if you're fed up, you want to go to the beach, you just find time too. So you had to find a way to balance your career with it, which is what you're doing, right?
Yep.
There's a next thing. Just today I was looking at a piece of an interview. This fella, I read, man, Diary of a CEO is his podcast. He's interviewing Jimmy Carr. He's an English comedian.
Right.
A very well-read guy as well. And he's saying when people watching you on stage, nobody want to be like you struggle. They want to be what they're seeing on stage.
Exactly so.
Right? He said, but men focusing, so the example he used, nobody watching him and saying, I want to be able to sit down for 10 hours and write jokes, 10 hours a day and do that. They're saying, I want to be on stage, getting the response that he getting and whatnot. But something he also clarified was that I'm trying to remember his exact words. It skipped me there. Sorry.
You know the funny thing, what I heard you say, I heard you say that when it is somebody looks at you on stage, right? They want to see what it is you're bringing. Beside in the whole family life. They don't want to hear about, I'm seeing about my family, what have you, right? Because I mean, it's a normal thing for everybody. Right? Funnily enough, I said that something similar to that whilst I was in my 4th rap battle, right? Because what a lot of people, or some of them tend to do is they try to bring in their struggles into the battle, so that we could sympathize with them. Right? Now, what I am saying is this, and this is what I told him, not what I telling you, but in a sense, the way it is I brought it across because I was battling with him. And I brought it across in a way in listen. So I started to speak about my struggles whilst I was battling with him. When it was my round, right? And the crowd was silent. And I did so. I say, you hear that? He said, no. I say, exactly, awkward silence. Nobody don't want to hear your life story. They want to see you murder me just like how I am intending to murder you on the stage. What I mean to say lyrically. You know this type of way? We have those struggles already in our life. We come out to see, we come out to entertain ourselves.
Yeah, but I would think that is people don't want to see you lamenting and feeling sorry about yourself. If you have your struggles and you own it, it's a different story. If you have your struggles and you don't own it, then all you're doing is exposing vulnerabilities.
Exactly.
Like,
and remember, when it is you go on stage, whether it be musician, artist, rapper, what have you, people look at you as an idol. People look at you as a god, as a goddess.
yeah,
Right?
because you're suddenly bigger.
Yeah.
You own the room.
You're
at that
larger
point.
than life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who was saying you have the first 10 seconds to take ownership of that. Otherwise, it's downhill. Or the other part of the Jimmy Carr thing that had skipped me there just now is that he was saying a lot of fellas backstage would ask him about what he doing and whatnot, and people thinking career-wise, right? So you come in, is not to say that people doing it part-time, like you're doing comedy in his case,
Right.
or in your case, you're doing music at some point, but then you have your career otherwise. As opposed to him, whose career is comedy.
Right.
So he practicing 100% of the time to be a comedian, whereas these fellas is 50% of the time because their career is some other choice or whatnot. Right now, there's Trinidad, right? Rap, rock, and there are a few other genres that's still underground.
Yeah.
And we have to have day jobs.
Yes.
So how
yes,
you'll respond
yes,
to
yes.
that because according to Jimmy Carr, fellas like me and you having other jobs, we could only dedicate half of our time, half of our focus is for the music because the other half is for your career, which is not music. How you'll respond to that?
Well, I would always say that, when it is, we all have 24 hours in a day, right? And most of us, we work 8 to 4, 9 to 5, right? 8 to 4, 9 to 5 is where it is you dedicate your time to your boss man, to management, to wherever you're working at. The rest of the time is for you, right? Now, you could use this time to spend with family. You could use this time to do some work. You could use this time to go to the gym. You could use this time to work on your craft. There's always time to work on your craft. Even if it takes 2 hours, a half hour. In my case, I would dedicate, like, let's say 2 hours to the gym, right? And when I come home, I would listen to music and I would still find something to write because I want to get it out of my head one time. Right?
Yeah.
What I am trying to do basically is what it is I would call my escape plan. And my escape plan means to say, okay, yes, this is my 8 to 4, this is my 9 to 5, but I do not look at that in terms of being there for the rest of my life. This is just a stepping stone to what it is I really, really want to get at. This type of way. So I would always focus and put more focus into what I want to do with my life, with my career. And, I would even say when it is you look at students, college students, right? Their timing is dedicated to their schoolwork, right? However, they would have part-time jobs,
right?
To support themselves, to put food on the table, to if it is you're renting, or even if it is, you just want to have something for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And whilst it is you're working on that, whilst it is you're going to school and studying, you're still finding that time to work on your craft.
Right. I think here because that whole argument of half of your time, all of your time, what you focus on, what you're not focused on, is a question of investment.
Mm-hmm.
So a diversified portfolio is invested in multiple things, as opposed to a singular investment, just doing music alone. But we can't do music alone. We have to diversify. Another interesting thing that the same friend at work, in a discussion with her, we would say that we could say rap, rock, and a few others underground. But that was Calypso at some point. And that was Chutney at some point. The two, and soca, right?
Yeah.
So we had to ask ourselves, and there's something I feel there's a question I'm going to ask everybody who come here. It's like, why rock? Why rap? Why not reaching up? Why it didn't reach, or why not ascending at a faster rate? Why you think that is? Why we still underground?
Well, the way it is I see it, it varies. First things first, the way it is I see it in terms of like, number one, the marketing aspect. What a lot of, and you know, I just talk plain talk band manners, right? What a lot of musicians tend to do is they tend to limit themselves to only Trinidad. They tend to limit themselves to just strictly just making music for Trinidad. Like, hey, I record a song, let me see if it is I could get it play on radio. We're living in the information age. We're living in the digital age of social media, where you can connect to somebody from Russia, to somebody from the UK, to somebody from Romania, etc. Right? Where it is, you know, you could have your craft played across the world, right? Take, for example, I and this is one of the reasons why it is I would always look up to the band Lynchpin, right? And taking inspiration from them. I don't just take inspiration from Lynchpin because of their music. I take inspiration from Lynchpin because of the way how it is they structure their stuff and the way how it is they market their stuff, right? They don't limit themselves, and I'm not taking anything away from other bands because obviously other bands doing it, right? But majority want to just keep themselves limited to just Trinidad alone, right? And then the second thing, what I would say as well too, is, you know, we need to stop war with each other in the music scene. We need to stop this thing. It not making any sense at all, right? There's room for everybody at the top, right? And there is a season for everybody, right? Today might be your season for you to shine, for you to, you know, get yourself out there. There's your moment, you know?
Yeah.
Then tomorrow it would be mine, right? Because I am working, I am putting in the work, so I don't expect to just stay here, and I don't expect that you would expect for me to stay here just because you're at the top, you know? I am coming there, but I'm not coming to compete with you. I am coming to be there with you because, I mean, again, this is what I'm saying, right? You look on the outside, you look in the United States, you look in the UK, you look in Europe, right? There are many bands that we could begin to list, right? In Trinidad, same thing. We could begin to list a lot of bands. But what it is I see from the inside is certain bands don't like each other. Certain bands don't want to collaborate or perform with each other or share the same stage.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm not that type to, you know, war with musicians. I want to collaborate. I want to work with you all.
Yeah. So I haven't seen, I mean, I hear about it, but I haven't seen much of the war part. The disagreement part that I have noticed is even who not arguing is really like, not that I warring against you, you know. I better than you. So why are you playing at 9 o'clock if I want 9 o'clock? You know, so you know, if you ask somebody what the war is about, whoa, we ain't nothing. It's just I deserve to be there. You know, so it's a war of snobbery in that kind of way. And it's a war of expectation.
Yeah,
you know, and I agree with you. It had to change because, for example, I have some friends who went to. So it was somewhere in Spain they went to, and there was a reggae festival, right? Marley Brothers was there, and that was probably the only name they could have named, right? Yeah. But it was a reggae festival somewhere in Europe, and everybody enjoyed it. And when one band played, there were thousands of people jumping up for them and screaming for them. And then the next band played, same thing. Or when you watch things like back in the days, Lollapalooza, or you watch things like Woodstock, or any of these festivals, right? Every band that go and play have their people come for them. And it's the same amount. It's that same huge amount.
And when you
for every
notice-
band. But people, it's easier to buy a ticket to go and see all these stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's in unity to have that kind of strength. So that collaborative thing. But in the rock music, I could say I am seeing some of the collaboration happening. You know, like Lynchpin is somebody we should study. I've told them fellas that, like, I know them personally. Them as fellas we should study, because I don't listen to that style of music, right? And I tell them that straight, like, that's not my style of music. I don't know how to quote all the lyrics. I don't know how to dance it. Maybe I'm too old fit. Maybe I don't need to be so brutal, whatever. But all your fellas so focused, all on the same page. If I call one man and say, "Hey, I need tickets," right? He will point me wherever I go. If I call the drummer, he'll point here. If I call the guitarist, he'll point to the same spot. As opposed to, well, check more, let me see what I find, whatever. They made, like, their way of dealing with the public and dealing with the show is so well planned, organized, well-oiled machine. So it's a good business model to study. That's on one hand. On the other hand, GSD. Right?
Yes, shout out to GSD, shout out to Booze.
Yeah, so Booze and them fellas get shit done. That's what GSD is, get shit done. And you'll see similar musicians because it's a team, right? You're watching it, and it takes this band to be working together to make the whole show good, right? The only thing they ain't doing is eating, well, they're eating from the same plate in that sense, like that level of family. So in a way, yes, it have people warring, arguing, feeling better, but it still have good examples of fellas who share in that space and able to lift one another to the top instead of climb crab in the barrel to the top. You know what I mean? So
I get that.
It have both. It have both, like how people just talk about how bad crime is in Trinidad, and then it have other people who talk about Trinidad as a paradise.
Yeah.
It have both. It's just, I wish everybody could see.
Well, that's the thing,
You know?
because, you know, okay, so you see, you mentioned Lynchpin and the way how they carry about themselves.
Yeah, but and both of us are fans of their business
Lynchpin
regime.
What I look at Lynchpin as, Lynchpin is more than just a band. Lynchpin actually transformed themselves into a brand.
Yeah.
Right? When it is, you really look at it from a business standpoint.
Yeah.
Right? And when we say study Lynchpin, right? We're talking about the marketing, we're talking about the merchandising, we're talking about the, you know, getting in touch to have endorsements, right? From the outside. Right?
Yeah.
So what I am saying is this. So, some folks believe to themselves that, okay, just because this person is at the top, I don't believe I will be able to make it to that spot. And I believe that the fight them done real plenty. I don't see it like that. I want to know, okay, I want to know how it is I could study this person, how I could study this artist, how I could study this musician, how I could study this band.
Yeah.
Right? I want to look at how they have their shows structured. Right? Like, for example, I just want to give a shout out to Chris Rockbar, right? You know, him and Flynn Club, they actually brought me back out into performing in the metal community for few shows last year, and for Outback, which took place back in July of this year. And the way it is, I see those two guys put together that show, and the response and even the reaction, the crowd reaction, everything, how it is they got out of it. Yeah. It was literally like everybody, every band, every artist, every musician was a rock star for that night. You know? So I really, really want to send that love to Chris Rockbar and Flynn Club.
Well, you know, Chris Rockbar is tuning every week, so they're hearing you.
Well, right. Well, shout out to them. They already know I only have good things to say about them. They already know that.
Ooh, look, I got a nice little offer there. We'll get back to that. So, look, your fans checking in, man. Your fans, Shamir Shah saying facts. And everybody,
Shah. Yeah.
Just Tammy, the best rapper, full support and down to earth artist that I know.
Just Tammy, I believe that is Tammy, vocalist of Cypher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Hey, what did the mouse disappear? No. Nah, we good. Also, I am proud of you, Omari. That's always been nice to hear. That had to be always be nice to hear, especially.
That would be, yeah.
So there's Cypher. That's your singer. Man, say probably. Just Tammy. That's real nice and encouraging. Plus, she could real sing. Like I checking out this band because he Vish is the guitarist of that band. But on the videos, I home there trying to collect myself now. Now finish my little chores and whatnot. Trying to take a 5 before I go and shower and thing. I had the song on repeat. Well, it's how many? It's 2 or 3. 2 songs that I have out. And it's like, everybody here is so intense, so whatever. You know what else strike me about them? You didn't see this in the 80s or the 90s. And it had these stigmas of was black people music, was white people music, was whatever.
Yeah.
And now, like, people who war with one another and vex with one another and who should do what and who should do what, then we just they're going to die out. Because we in an era of education and collaboration and whatever, that you could get all this, you could get the best out of everybody. And even musical styles that popular that on the radio, in the mainstream, kind of, the definitions kind of a little ambiguous now.
Yeah.
You know, because the music you hear in anime, I just call it anime music because it's metal, but it mixed up with something else. And the hip hop you're hearing now, mixing with so many other things, you know. And this starting from, like, crunk was all party fun stuff, you know. Metal, the singers always used to be on next level. I don't know how people just do that with the truth. You know? So, anyway. I normally said, hey, look, Omari. And, we have some more.
Before I forget, I just want to just say something one time. I just want to send my love to the family and to the friends of Jenny. We would have lost Jenny. Jenny was also a friend of mine, and she was also a supporter of the Kelocal show.
Yeah.
Right? She always used to tune in. I'm sure, all now she would have been like, hey, look, my boy. You know, so we love you, Jen. We miss you, and just know that we're gonna keep the vibes pumping just as how it is. You used to have it all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, so we have Good Night Punk Evolution. Keron.
Punk Evolution,
yeah. Keron Namsu. Big up Omari. Luke. How is pronounced Luke last? Ajimudi. Ajimudi.
Yeah. Shout out to Luke. Luke is a big supporter of every single band.
He
always find himself front and center at the stage, taking in every band, and them. He is who I would consider would have one of the biggest heart within the rock community. So shout out to Luke.
Yeah. Adel Mohammed. Omari.
Hey Adel, shout out to you.
Alright, injected 8. Shout out to Evo. Good night, Genevieve Burgess. Why are they not using all their stage names?
Violet. Shout out to Violet. Okay, so
she undercover there. I don't know why they're doing this. They have cool rock names.
Before we go further, just mentioning Jenny again. Now, I have a group who I just line within the rock community who I just call my Charlie's Angels. Right? Jenny was one of them. Violet is one of them. And our next friend of ours, Melly, is one of them. And, Bina. Right? So I used to call them my Charlie's Angels because you will always attend our show and you cannot see Violet without seeing the other 3.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jenny. Same thing with Melly.
Ever present.
Ever
present. Jenny.
And they always bring the vibes.
I didn't really know Jenny personally, but once or twice I meet her or bounce up. She was like, it's all fun now.
Always.
And, and it'd be nice to walk in that place and see that attitude.
Always.
It don't matter how hard the music is. Or
Yeah.
that stigma about music being too hard and thing and rough. And you walk in and you see her, nah, that's scary.
Even when it is you're performing on stage, that crew, who I call my Charlie's Angels, they will make you feel like rock stars. The way it is, them just, while up themselves in front and center of the stage for every band, whether it be a heavy band, whether it be a soft band.
Yeah. Ashley, Jesse. Ashley here for Evo.
Hey, shout out to Ash.
I miss one. Yeah. Injected 868 studio, feeling bite up. Oh, your boy must heal you out. Genevieve. Why logging as Genevieve? They're throwing him off. She said, Mary, spin a little impromptu track there for us now, live.
Who said that?
Genevieve.
She already know that I will do that.
Right. So stand by Genevieve. Okay, put people on the spot.
I saw
I'll be after that.
I looking through the comments here and I saw the anomaly said Cypher is the GOAT. Imagine a Cypher and Evo track, the place would have to shut down. Now I'm gonna
It could happen,
Now I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna mention something.
Cypher guitarist getting smiley there,
I'm gonna mention something, right? Not many people know this, but Tammy, the vocalist of Cypher, and we attended the same school together. We did music together as well too, right? We actually collaborated on. She lent her vocals to me when I was on the come up back in 2016 as well too, right? To like a few tracks. So
I was like
special shout out.
I was half expecting you to say that always wear mask and do crime fighting together as well. Because she have the similar voice to you, like that fierce but calm. So I was going down the list as well, right? Christian Sergio. Now every word I'm going to say here is a different message he said, right? Yes. Tell them. Michael Jai White. Spawn we. A gunslinger girl saying spawn. If I could send the damn picture. What Christian have on there? What picture Christian have on there?
As I say, Christian is Injected 868. That is the tattoo artist, right? And is also a good friend of mine. And like I said, that is the guy who always terrorizing me about this whole striking resemblance to Michael Jai White. So everything for him is Michael Jai White. So when it is he talking about, if it is he could have sent the picture, you would, Because just last night we all of us was making a little joke about that as well.
Little remix days. Yeah, Christian, I'm on the same page with you. I'm on the same page. You're never going to let him live this down. Shamin Shah, Evo.
C Shah. Shout out to Shamin, Major C Shah.
Just last night we saying that. Rahel, where you delete all the messages for? We want to know what you're thinking. You could say it. Facts. Best rapper, full support and down to earth artist, right? Proud of you, Omari. That was just Tommy. Well, yeah. Right. So I loop back to where I was. Hey, look, Omari. The anomaly. Genevieve, Darren, come to Freak Show. I'll show you how to dance the lynchpin. You could whine to anything, but I over 40 now. As if I could recover from whining to anything. Hybridization. Rahel is a man. I don't know if you're familiar with Rahel. Rahel is listening to everything, and he's played a few instruments as well.
I saw him perform live already.
Yeah. He was a bit of a genius from small.
He was actually, I wouldn't like to say, he was actually one of my first inspirations in terms of stage performance. Because
was that Rahel?
Yeah, why I look at this right now, when I came into the rock community back in 2017, I always say to myself that the goal for me really and truly is to form a band. It's not to just be by myself, because listening to a live band as opposed to performing with backing tracks is something totally different, right?
Yeah.
But I saw Rahel perform with his the keys he does play as well too.
He's played keys, he's played guitar, he's played bass, he's played drums.
It's the same.
He's played harmonica.
He performed.
He's played the fool.
He performed with his guitar and he performed with his keys that same night. I forgot the show, but I was paying attention to this guy and I was watching the reaction that he was getting. And I was like, one person alone on that stage in this community and still delivering for where 3-4 other musicians are supposed to be. He just bringing that into himself. So special shout out to Rahel.
He's a consistent fella. He been writing. I know of him writing songs since the 90s in school. Since he was in school. So anyway, you still have plenty more messages here. What people hear, Cypher, right? Cypher is good. Waiting for Evo to drop a little Trinidad. Christian again. Genevieve, Charlie's Angels, Apollo D, Gristle. Those girls are an institution of the rock community, right?
That would be the Charlie's Angels.
Yeah. Sinister Jinx.
That's Randy. Shout out to Randy. Feed the sun.
Yeah, yo, bro. Remix E-Rider featuring Creepy Sweet. Christian.
Remix E-Rider was one of my first stage names after transition into Evo.
Yeah.
The E in Remix E-Rider is actually Evolution. Right? And that is where the whole name came from, with Evolution.
I assume that's why Evo.
Yeah, shorten it down to Evo.
Evolving.
Creepy Sweet would have been Tommy and another friend of ours.
Yeah.
They were a duo together.
The man, the myth, the legend, Christian, every quotable line you have here, you should be able to tattoo it onto that man now. Rahel saying, blessings, Omari. Thank you for the appreciation, bro. And best wishes ahead.
Most appreciated, right?
Rahel. Yeah. Now, he's a fan of music. He's one of them who will listen to everything. This guy is anyhow, we'll get back to him in our 5 there. So we are almost up. Let's listen to the tune.
Let's take it in.
Let's take in the song. This is, hold on, we're on the wrong side, right? New World Order by Evo.
Yeah, Remix Evolution Rider. I'm about to usher in the New World Order. Yo, Wicked Sick, drop that solo. Yo, I like that. Yeah. In the New World Order, yeah. New World Order, yeah. Listen, here we go. Not your average rapper with a swagger boy Joe with a sick ass beat and a lame ass flow. I'm the type to make the crowd go establish to the flow. They addicted to the shit, so they run it back for more. I'ma chop it like a twisted, make it realistic. Physical sparkle, see your face, make it blister. Got you in an awkward position like it's Twister. Looking up to me, you better dress me as Mister. Take a redock, got you running up the clock. Tick, 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 tock, count down for your block. Hallucination got you covering up for your stock. It's an open season, got the keys to your lock. Coming for the rappers to play the cash making. Got a big booty half, making ass shaking. Better recognize the beginning of the revolution. Isn't even rap, nigga, welcome to the evolution. Real life player, what you know about that? Got a lot of local rappers who claim in the bank, who claim in the cash. You know the blues that is tash, talking about the high, but they broke in their ass. My heavy metal rapper, left fan swanger. Got a lot of groupies wanna be my head banger. Get it, head banger, wanna take a blow? Looking up to me when your knees to the flow. I create mosh pits often like a deep flow. Chemotherapy when it's me you get the cancer. I'm the only answer to the question that you seek, cause I bring the evolution to the front like a lancer. Matt's got a rapper, flow's getting better. You can call yourself a saint, but we know you're a sinner. You can say all you want if you fall for Sanita, but you better recognize true sign of a winner. The alpha omega of a new world order. This is the son you don't want for your daughter. This is the music you punk ass yourself, but I guess before heaven I gotta feel hell. Talking to the demons that I got inside my body, cause they're ready for the world. Got them dropping down the body, soul's tail when they see the niggas step into the lobby. But I blast heavy metal every day like a hobby. Rock. Yo, remix evolution rider, ushering the new world order. Yeah. Tell Matters that he gotta wrap up, cause the flow's getting better. Don't believe me? Well, check this out. This is a flow that you rarely see. I chop it like a Bone Thug harmony. I rage against machines like I do with Slayer. I'ma take it to your roots like a Sepultura player. Moves like Seagull, Cornish lethal. Fast, furious, you can call me Vin Diesel. The way I spit hate like I'm evil. I'm giving you juice on the low like I name is Beetle. Yo.
Yeah. Woo. That was his scene in Spawn where he went down in hell and destroyed the whole army. That was it. That was the new order forming there.
Somebody, our next fan, when she heard this the first time, she said that, and she saw the music video, she said, this song and your gimmick, Evo, could be a character on some show she called Arcane or something. I never heard about it before. But it's song anime-ish and it's song cool, so
we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, Cypher. Yeah, dread that'll be. This man just bust out and ripping truths. Can get some fire from Ashley, from Rahil. Christian asking if it remastered. New World Order remastered. Question mark. New World Order will always be my favorite, Elizabeth S.
Yes, she is the person that actually said that New World Order is a good track for Arcane.
Yeah. Beyond. # New World Order. Fire. The Anomaly. Fire. Ooh. Yeah, he was now telling me that, Genevieve. That he have some R&B chops in him there.
Yeah.
Mary, you walk with the guitar. He just sing slows as well, eh? She says slows and I could almost hear the tone. He sing slows too. So tell me, Evo, what you have coming up? Where we seeing you?
Well, on the 31st of this month, Halloween night itself, I will be performing live at Planners Sports Bar in Superior Street in San Fernando for the event known as Halloween Havoc. Right, so I will be performing alongside Doggy and the Cool Cats and one of the biggest bands that I've known, which is Code Black. So shout out to Doggy and the Cool Cat, shout out to Code Black, shout out to, DJ Trini Metal headquarters as well too will be in the building for that event. And I will also be in attendance for Freak Show. The biggest Halloween rock costume and, event for the year. Well, obviously, by now they see the face. This is the person who's actually behind the voiceover ad and who was actually doing some ads for them as well to help promote the event. So shout out to Zigzag Promotions, and can't wait to see them. Can't wait to see especially Scarred in Silence making their debut. Circus Square, Clavium, Pin, and the legendary band known as Insert Coin.
Yeah.
All of those bands, I take inspiration from.
Yeah, it going to be a cool show. And I don't have a whining instructor there. Going to teach me how to dance to Lynchpin. Yes, that was me, Arcane Vibes. That's Elizabeth S. again.
Yeah.
All right, I'm checking to see how much name she she posts under. So before we go, because we time kind of up there, you're saying the video and whatnot. Where we finding this video?
The video is on YouTube. Just check out Remix E-Rider New World Order under Evolution Elite. You'll find some of my oldish videos there as well too. From when I was not start writing music, but when I was writing music back in school days, when I was 15, 16, what have you. I actually have a new page on YouTube that I'm looking to make active now called Evo _music. Right? Socials, Instagram, EvoLion95, EvoLion95 on TikTok, and Evolution Alexander on Facebook.
Evolution Alexander. So, my last question before we go. You have new music in the works?
I have new music in the works.
I feel you're a fella who always have new music in the works.
Everything.
Yeah. How soon we hear your new stuff?
Soon. Very soon. In fact, I could probably just give a little small sample of a small verse.
Let me hear it.
Enter the mind of a savage, mentally darker than ink from a cursed old adage. Single-handedly wreaking havoc, everybody panic as my thoughts go manic. Anyone versus me with these verses will leave in a hearse. And out of this universe, testing my pen, they'll get you paying in a sentence in other dimensions beyond ya. Sentencing, center of the cage, I'ma have you scared, you be trembling. When I step on the stage, my words are venomous, you be thinking he's a menacing. Every sentence embedded with pestilence, ain't no defense when I'm stepping in. Your soul is mine and your mind now is officially part of my residence. I'm the voice when you falter, like a sheep that's led to the slaughter. Can't even have a good sleep, cause under the bed, guess who's the monster? The demon your mom never conjured, wrapped up in your mind that I conquered. Now you all deep in the somber, and now the soul is off to wander.
Watching the guitarist over here, he already started writing a riff to go with it, You heard it in your head, huh? Yeah, man. Fire indeed.
Definitely, that's evil for you. Like the car.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a steel joke.
Yeah,
a Mitsubishi steel joke.
No, everybody, somebody would think about it eventually.
Yeah, that was my favorite car at some point until I realized how much it costs to maintain.
You see?
Yeah, Elizabeth, say let's go. We'll go another question there. Evo, the only man to get hard wine in a metal show, and I'm not talking about the drink.
That would have been for last year's this Mortal Coil show from Lynchpin. While this band shout out to Putty and the Soulfish.
Yeah.
They bring a different vibe to it, and your boy first time you ever get wine in a rock show, so
Yeah. Genevieve said drop the mic there. Christian, Fire, Adele, Karen, Rahil from the start saying Evo do stick. Rahil, I get it. That your old steel joke with Rahil, Evo stick. I hear you. You remember them ads? The good old Evo sticks ads. Anyway, so you can find them Facebook, YouTube. Go look at the video and stand by for what he will be at Halloween Havoc, and then at
Halloween Havoc I'll be performing, and I'll be in attendance for Freak Show.
He performing at Halloween Havoc, and he'll be accepting drinks.
Yeah, a better way to put it.
in Freak Show. So, Mr. Evo, thanks for coming out.
It was a pleasure being here. I appreciate it, and looking forward to some more great shows as well too.
We hoping to hear from you soon. Best of luck with everything. And with that, we'll go back to some more music as I shake this man's hand. More music after this because we got to pay some bills.
Need to raise funds for your next creative project, event, or invention? Or maybe you or a family member are raising funds for much needed medical treatment. Now, you can get started raising that much needed cash via Donate68.com, the newest 100% homegrown crowdfunding platform in Trinidad and Tobago. Donate68.com accepts donations from all major credit cards, but not only that, for those without a credit card, you can use your everyday Visa debit card to make donations. So log on today and create a campaign for your next passion project, startup, or cause. Share your campaign with your community of family, friends, and supporters to get the financial backing you need. Donate68.com, funding your culture.
I've been waiting all this time. Hands behind my back, you see right through me. You know exactly what I like. Kisses on my neck, nibbles on my hair. Everything is going right. Scratches on my back, bites on my skin. Where have you been all my life? All my life, all my life. What you see is what you get. You are my fantasy. Crawling into my thoughts in you. Everything is going right. Scratches on my back, bites on my skin. This is what I've wanted all my life. All my life. All my life. All my life. Yeah.
Eat My Love, Fighting with Noise. I sell you out. I think you set him up, I think you are setting him up. So, in that last set, we had Murder Was Free by Fighting with Noise, Disillusionment by Insert Coin, Love Me by Rihanna, War Machine by Circle Square. And now, Vish, guess what is coming up? Eat My Love by Fighting with Noise.
To ask you if you share some of the magic you made with me, so I can vibe with you. Let's go sit up in a tree where the birds are singing for you, so you can know you are loved by a universe that made you and is made of you. Me so I could love you too, like the morning time is made to love the night. There's something ancient in the knowing and the being known, and I feel it deep inside my bones. And everyone is born a starlight, but the way it glows in your eyes is just ooh. So I want to ask you if you stay in this strange dimension with me, so it can feel like home. Remember swimming in the ocean. Sometimes I dream about it. Feel so far away.
addictive trance. You're so scared of the truth, all your illusions from you constantly keep holding it down. Run away and pursue, we're trying to show you all, but you cannot ever change the truth. trust, worlds of love, things we lost to war. Wars of hubris, fear and pride, wars we all design. Hold on, 'cause your time has come. Revolution has begun. What kind of age shall we be? A simple word for you and me. Let it go, let all things die. Release the noose, watch it fly. We ride the river
That was Vox Diaz with Entropy. Yeah, Genevieve, we had to work on them. I don't know what we're going to do, but we had to come up with a plan. We have to come up with a plan. Yeah, Rahel, no problem. Anytime. We always here every Tuesday. Anyway, that was Entropy by Vox Diaz. Before that, War of the New Gods by Haley Hatter. Gyro and a Drop Home by Pootie and the Saltfish. Trance by Rahel. So Cool by Seabat. And to start that set was Eat My Love by Fighting with Noise. Now, we only have a few minutes again. You know? So, what are we coming up with next? Remember I was telling you, it have so many bands that if you find the overlap, you could do a lot more songs by the same singers. And his different bands. So, I believe Fox Diaz singer was singing with this band also. This is Parallax Code by Mindscape Laboratory. You could guess who that was, or
I don't know, the song familiar.
the song familiar. I like he's one of them sex, drugs, and rock and roll kind of man. You do a performance, that was Saturday. I don't know how to play. He's one of them guys, or Cypher man, boy. Yeah, so that was Disgraced by Cypher. Before that, Parallax Code by Mindscape Laboratory. I was gonna say laboratory. Yeah, that was the singer from Vox GS. So it's a band I think they put together. All that was under GSD, you know, so? That whole set of projects that was coming out that was just. Well, I think it was this. I want to believe it's the same group of people, or that might have been the you know, the pregnancy, not the birth of wherever. We'll find out. We'll get Booze in here one of these days. Booze, Devin, you know, all you could put in some requests and let me know who all you want to hear and who all you want to see. In the next few weeks, we have some interesting things coming up. We hope all you stay tuned. Don't forget, donate 6-8 pinned at the top of the comments there. But we have time for one more song. Now there's this one, I save it. It's a brand new release from a group called Gene Lucas. Now if you know who them fellas are, that's Joel Beezer, guitar and vocals. So we all know who Joel is playing with. Well, he's played with a few bands already. And Sylvan Israel. I think one of his stage names was Israel. Yeah, so we closing off with Giving In by Gene Lucas. See you again next week. We'll be right here, 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Good night.
Trips on a till